Welcome back, free riders. Today's episode is going to be a little bit of an awesome walk around here on the KTM 890 build that I've set up over the last couple of years. So if you guys are interested, check it out and see what I've done to this bike. Alright, so this is the 2022 model of the KTM 890 Adventure R. It's just the regular version, not the Rally. This bike has been quite a undertaking for me the last few years. I've changed so many different things. I've tried different things, seeing what works, what doesn't, what works for me, things like that. And it's been quite a journey. So we'll do a walk around. I'll do the best that I can to basically remember everything that I have put on it. So let's check it out. So let's go ahead and start with the front end. We've got a headlight protector. It's made by Alt-Rider, if I'm not mistaken. As you can clearly see right off the bat, we've got the SKDA graphics kit on the bike. The forks do have some seal savers on them just to protect from blowing out your seals, of course, mud and things like that. I have done the front brake rotor conversion or delete kit. It eliminates the front right brake caliper and the additional brake line that comes with it. The brake light switch is located on the ABS module, so if you guys do that conversion, just be aware of that. I do have my axle blocks or the easy pull levers from Rottweiler and the SW Motec skid plate. And you can see kind of tucked away there the orange Samco hoses with some engine ice inside the engine. Some LED Cyclops headlights. The turn signal relay and all that is located behind the headlight, so all of my wiring is tucked away behind the headlight. Have the Rottweiler triple clamps that have really good clamping on the forks, and of course nice black style. You get them with tapered roller bearings, which is a huge advantage over the stock just ball bearings. Rottweiler does also have a kit for these models that helps support the headlight. It's just a little brace there with some adjustable lock nuts, mounts onto the frame there. Now, I'm going to enjoy talking about the handlebars because the handlebars have been quite the story. I did not realize this at first, but Tusk makes a adapter bracket for mounting handguards on the fast bars, which just kind of took some digging to figure out. And then I also recognized too that the machine work on the billet for the triple clamps is pretty sharp on the edge here, and I did have to shave it down or round it off with a Dremel because it was starting to cut into my clutch cable there. I do have my Garmin Zumo mount here. It's made by Vinasci Motorsports. I have it wired into the bike so that it comes on with the key on. There is an accessory port again on the back side of the headlight that I put a pin connector on and plugged in. For the handguards, I am running the Cycra Pro Bends. They are all black, and I have them mounted to the handlebars with the anti-vibration inserts. You do have to tap the end of the bar to get it in, of course, but it provides a really sturdy support for the bolt that comes with your bark busters. I also have my quad lock. I basically try to just use this during easy sections of trails, like when I went on the BDR last year. It just helps make sure that, when I get to wherever I'm going, I have a full charge on my phone. And I do have my Moscow Moto bag basically cinch strapped to the handlebars, nice and sturdy. It does move a little bit, but it doesn't, it's more or less just the wiggle in the fabric. So this is probably my favorite part, is the mirrors, the double takes. I don't have them on for today's ride because we're just trail riding, but the double takes did not originally come with this like hard ball, and I had one machined and it cost me way more money than it should have. But then shortly thereafter they ended up coming out with these stiffer ones that don't cinch down when you tighten the clamps. And they also have a handlebar mount. It's a universal handlebar mount, so I finally am able to run 2 mirrors, which is fantastic. With the brake lever, or the brake rotor delete, it does come with a Brembo front master cylinder with a different lever. It doesn't match the KTM Power Parts lever, but it doesn't really bother me all that much because I love the way this brake feels. Moving to the back side of the triple clamps, I've got the Scott steering stabilizer and the Venasci Motorsports gas cap. Of course, this bike does have the emissions delete, so if the bike tips over, any excess fuel or whatever does come down to the outlet hose over here on the side of the skid plate. On the inside of this machine, I am running a lithium battery from Anti-Gravity, and I do, just as a precaution, still have a jumper lead bolted onto the terminals just in case, for whatever reason, got a dead battery. And then I do have my charging port here too. I am running a lithium charger, of course, to see that I don't damage the battery. Now when it comes to the engine, I will tell you that a couple things that I did shortly after buying this bike was I had to reseal the valve cover and then reseal the water pump cover there. They did have some slight weepage. Moving back, running the fast foot pegs with the clean speed brake lever, just some extra support, wider peg. Then I've got my master cylinder cover right here with the reservoir cover. Moving back, you can see I've got these support braces for the rear subframe. I found these from a company overseas, and you can get them in either black or orange powder coat. It's a nice support for my Moscow Moto bags without running the complete panel, saves a little bit of weight, and it is a little bit of a nice drop protection as well as a grab bar. Running the Rottweiler tie-down straps, which I don't find myself using a whole lot, but it does plug the hole, so I just keep it there. The wings muffler, of course, which delivers some great sound, and I do keep the baffle in for the sheer reason that I do feel a difference in bottom end power on the bike. With it completely open, it doesn't really want to take that blip too well. However, I did recently just get the motorcycle tuned, so it could be better, but as far as sound-wise, this thing sounds like a MotoGP bike without that baffle in it. It's got the Aero mid pipe, and it is wicked loud. On the rear, I am running the ABS guard with the orange axle blocks and some swing arm spools, just some added protection for the swing arm with the graphics there from SKDA. I did actually add a couple extra zip ties to the brake lines and the ABS line just to help keep it all tucked away. Another small thing that I did was I heated up the plastic for the rear splash guard just to help get it up and away from the tire a little bit because of running aggressive tires. There's, of course, a mild concern that too much mud is going to get built up behind there and it's going to bring me to a stop. Running Rottweiler's quick detach for the seat, which is amazing. I couldn't stand taking the key out of the ignition to remove the seat. Some of the KTM Power Parts frame plugs, and then this is a little cheat. I think I got this from like Home Depot or something. It's just a little elastic ball that I can quick and easy tuck away behind this guard and then hold up the kickstand so it doesn't pop down on me and shut the bike off. I've got Rottweiler's transmission saver for the shift linkage there, which is really nice when it comes to some of those hard downshifts, and Venasci Motorsports shift lever. This end piece is now fully aluminum and it does fold, and it's actually a little bit wider, so I like having that extra space there for my toe. Running some of the goody good parts, again, the little engine plugs there, and then we've got, again, the easy pull for the rear axle. Also want to mention running the Dirt Trick sprocket, front sprocket with, I believe, a Super Sprox rear sprocket, and then a heavy-duty ZVMX chain from DID. The tensile strength on these things are pretty insane, and it just helps prevent some of that chain stretch. You can also see the Venasci Motorsports sprocket cover on the front, and the little guard there for the gear position switch. Underneath the saddle, you can see Rottweiler's performance intake. It is not the carbon one, it's just the plain Jane black one with their filter. And then I do like putting these little socks over just for keeping any potential water out. And then little tool bag underneath, and then tucked away behind the fuel tank, you can't see it, but I am running the spring-loaded cam chain tensioner rather than just the hydraulic. It helps keep some of that startup noise down. Also have a nice rear brake rotor protector. Now, if any of you guys can help me out, one thing that I haven't looked too far into yet is some lock-on grips for this bike. I am running just some regular grips with some tie around them. They're nice, but they just don't have that moto grip. And I just can't find one that has a cam that works with KTM's throttle. And then, of course, Rottweiler's fender eliminator there with the integrated turn signals. Guys, if you enjoyed watching this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more, and until next time, thanks for watching.